don't want to creep you out or anything. But we're feeling the vibe right now.
You gonna listen to all that new rock alternative?
And I think you like us.
You wanna split it?
94.3 The X. Front Range Alternatives.
Just realized it's Star Wars Day.
Oh,
May the 4th be with you.
Yes, it is.
Oh, boy.
I just learned that like 3 years ago. I think someone told me. I'm going, oh, I get it.
I know, it's clever.
So, yeah, it's very clever. So happy Star Wars Day if this is your birthday. And also you were in a 9 year. So numerology years, personal years run from 1 to 9 and back to 1 again. So this is your final year in your 9-year cycle, which means next year you start a whole new cycle. But the 9-year means you need to end your cycle, and by that I mean anything that no longer serves a purpose for you. If you've been thinking of changing jobs, getting out of that relationship, moving, cleaning out the clutter, changing a bad habit, this is your year to do it. It's to wrap things up, come to conclusion, really get your life in order. And it's important that you do that because whatever you don't clear out, you will take with you all the bad, nasty stuff. You will take with you into the next 10 years, 9 to 10 years. So
oh boy,
really do that work. Oftentimes what happens, the universe steps in. If you're too scared to leave that job, you might get fired. If you're too scared to leave that relationship, they may leave you. Now, I'm not creating fear. Don't go into panic, but just be very aware of what doesn't work. It's time to look at it and really focus on what makes me happy, and not in a selfish way, in a self-love way, because you don't want to hurt people. But you do want to really look at your life and your purpose and where you're headed and if you're balanced, and really make some changes this year if you can. And then next year, the good thing is whatever you let go of this year, next year it gets replaced like tenfold. Then a new job comes in. A new relationship can come in sometime the next year or two after that, because of 2 years relationship year. So it really does pay off to clean out the stuff this year and let go, and don't control, don't hold on.
Right.
It can be a very difficult year, or it can be a very freeing year, like just letting it all go. That's your perspective on it.
Yeah. 9 year. I know that was one that I just kind of came out of. And I know so much happened, especially with the job. You know,
You changed jobs a couple times. You moved.
Yeah.
But you did it. Well, you might. I didn't know you too much before that, but you might have stuck your feet in, your heels in, and I don't know, did you go willingly or?
It was really tough, especially with the job situation. I had been looking very actively, but you know, it just wasn't coming, and you know, I wanted to stay with the same company, but it just wasn't happening. So this opportunity came up, and I was like, you know what, this is it, and I'm glad I took it, because you know, I was miserable. So.
Yeah, and now you're happy, and there's more stuff coming because you're in a 1 year. So hang on. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Woohoo.
Cool. The party your ass off year.
This is your party. This is for your 1 year. Yes.
For the 1 year. Yes. So once you get through all the crap of the 9 year, the craziness. Yeah. I shouldn't call it crap. It's good stuff.
I've had some good 9 years where nothing major happened. I just did a bunch of interchange.
Yeah.
Like I worked on some habits or the way I see the world. I cleaned out my inner clutter.
Yeah.
So
just
9
do
years,
some emotional maintenance.
Yeah. It just depends on what you need to let go of. So maybe it's just lose weight. Hey.
Yeah.
You never know what a 9 year.
Perfect year for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Very cool. Yeah. So yes, 9 year. That's today.
That's
if your birthday,
today.
happy birthday. Psychic Marla Mitchell in the studio. You want to talk to her, ask her about relationships and stuff, give her a call, 1-800-595-2943. And not just relationships. Those happen to be my favorite questions.
Spirit animals, love, people in your life, people on the other side, whatever works. Yeah.
Spirit animals.
You can ask what the hell's going on right now in the universe, because there's some heavy hitting stuff.
Yeah, what's going on?
I actually had one of my mentors before I first started doing this full time, because I've been doing this 16 years. She sent out, she's never done this before, she sent out a quote. She's a channeler. So she channels a real entity, so to speak.
Wow.
And she wrote on, she said that there is and I've been feeling it, there is a latitudinal shift that's going on for the universe. And sensitive people really feel it. And then the quote from the channel, the guide that she channels says, hang on, it's going to be one hell of a ride. So
oh boy.
I started feeling it about a month or two ago, and some of the symptoms are headaches, body and muscle aches, fatigue, crying, depression, even some flu-like symptoms. And so depending on your sensitivity, you may have been feeling kind of off for the last month or two. I started feeling really good this week again.
Yeah.
But some people may just now start feeling it depending on, you know, where you are in your vibrational level. But what's going on is there's a shift. And part of all of this is we have Mercury retrograde. We also have 4 other planets retrograde. So we have 5 planets retrograde right now. That's Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. Okay, Jupiter is expansion. So the retrograde, what it does, it makes you go back and redo and rethink your inner stuff. So Jupiter is going to make you grow. Saturn is the teacher. It's going to teach you a lesson.
Oh boy.
Like your parents.
Oh God.
And then Pluto is destruction. So whatever needs to be taken away, look out. So this is not about fear and worry. Oh my God, Chicken Little, the sky's falling. This is about be willing to change. Be willing to grow. Look at everything that, again, like a 9-year. Treat this as a 9-year for everybody. If you need to let go of a habit, you need to change your ways. Start looking at your health first and foremost, because your health is your wealth. Take care of yourself. Slow down. This is a time of reflection, looking at, am I headed in the right direction? What's my life purpose? Because I don't know about you, but a lot of people, what they wanted in January is not the same as what they want now.
Oh boy.
So think about that.
Yeah.
There's some changes coming on, and we're all shifting with it. And it can cause physical symptoms in the body. So just, it may last for another few months, but there's nothing wrong with you. If you want to go to a doctor, you can do that and get your blood work back, and everything's fine, because I did that and everything came back normal. And I went, So anyway.
Well, that's good.
I thought, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
But I'm uber sensitive. So I felt this a couple months ago. So there's just some stuff going on. The key is to make changes if you want to, but it's more about just being really slow right now, slowing down, reflecting. And then after Mercury retrograde lifts, by then Jupiter will be direct as well. You can start moving forward a little bit faster, but this is just reflect, take some time, reassess where you're headed, balance, all those things. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But it's, I've had I'm booking out almost a month now. I'm that crazy busy because people are coming in going, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, yeah. It's just a sensitive time, and people want to know what's going on and when the craziness is going to stop.
And it's not going to stop, but it will get a little bit better as we keep going. But if you're feeling weird, that's why, people. It's there's a universal latitudinal shift going on, and just like we feel the moon, a lot of us go weird at the full moon and stuff. We can feel when the planets are retrograde. We can feel when there's things shifting, because we're all connected to the source.
Alternative for the front range.
You gotta open up his eyes to the music.
94.3 The X.
If you're going to do something outdoors for Mother's Day, have a backup plan.
A backup plan.
A backup
just
plan.
like weddings.
Yeah,
like never, you know, everyone well, not everyone, but a lot of people want an outdoor wedding.
Sure.
But that is the dumbest idea ever, because it always rains. It always rains.
When my daughter got married, she married outdoors.
Did it rain? Was
right
it sunny?
in the middle of the ceremony.
No.
A huge, like, tornado gust of wind came and blew everything over, and the power went out. And the reception, we had to sit in the dark and wait till they got the generator going. So, yeah, you're right. It usually does.
But the love persisted.
The love persisted. Yes.
So that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter if it rains. It's just, I don't know.
It's part of a wedding to have things go wrong, and you guys it's part of the
you
first.
Just go with the flow.
It's the couple's first experience in life together. As how are we going to handle this? Are we going to freak out, or are we going to just say, screw it?
Yeah. And then, you know, I don't know, but you should always have a backup plan. Some people don't have a backup plan when it comes to that, because they really want an outdoor wedding. 1-800-595-2943. Psychic Marla Mitchell is in the studio. We had a bunch of people calling. Actually, I think there was something wrong with our phones, because And it's Mercury retrograde. It has to be. Because once we went into the commercial break, all of a sudden, all the lines were just jammed up. People trying to call.
Now it's quiet again.
Yeah, now it's quiet. Well, we have one person calling. We'll get to it. 1-800-595. As soon as I shut up, 1-800-595-2943. 943 the X. Who's this?
Emily.
Hey, Emily. What's your question for Marla?
So I talked to Marla a couple of weeks ago, and I was in a relationship that has since ended.
Oh.
I know, it's sad, but it needed to happen. And so my question for her is, you know, I've talking about backup plans for wedding. I've always had a backup plan. And, you know, if we don't get married by the time we're 36, we'll marry each other sort of thing.
Yeah.
So since then, he has told me, I've been in love with you forever and you're all I want.
Oh.
I'm just wondering if this is so stupid or not.
What a movie on, you know, what's that channel? The Lifetime channel movie. Okay. What's his first name?
Brandon.
Okay. I'm going to do some cards. I'm also going to put you on a teeter-totter with Brandon. So that's so cool. Let's look. That's that, what was that movie, Julia Roberts? Where she tried to break up the wedding.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She tried to break it up because they had that agreement.
Is it My Best Friend's Wedding?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But he didn't fall for it because he did marry somebody else in that movie. So, okay. So here we go. Interesting cards. I have a new beginning. I've got the promise of love and marriage. I've got your fear and worries, okay, and your insecurities. There's a leap of faith being asked. There's a path, and there's the choice, the fork in the road. And then let me look at that. So it is still pretty fresh for you. You know, you just got out of a relationship. So I wouldn't jump into anything in a hurry. And we are in Mercury retrograde right now, which means the way we think is kind of jumbled and confused. And so take your time with this guy, even though you've known him a long time. Don't make any promises. Just say, let's just, you know, you got to let your heart heal first. You got to feel it to heal it. And then let me put you and him on a teeter-totter. He's pretty adamant. He's coming at you like, you know, a bull towards a red cloth, you know. He's coming right at you. And you are scared. You don't want to make a mistake. I'm not saying you will, but that's your fear. And you're very sensitive right now. You're vulnerable. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So take it slow. There's no need to choose right now. It does feel hopeful, but you need to give it some time. I'm curious, what personal year are you in? What's your month and day of birth?
June 8th.
6/8. Okay, so you are in a 5 personal year. So this is a year that anything can happen for you. Be flexible, be spontaneous, go with the flow. It's like just being a tree in the wind. Let the wind blow through you, but don't let it blow you over. But you need to just be very open and just see what comes your way. I would just, you know, date him if you want. If you have days and weeks that you just want to be by yourself, then be by yourself. What you're going to learn here is how much he respects you by how well he listens to your needs. If you need time alone and he gives you that, great. If he still keeps coming towards you and he calls when you ask for space, then he's not listening and looking at your, you know, what your needs are. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So really just see how well if he truly, truly loves you and loves you unconditionally, he will do what you want him to do, and he will know that waiting for you was worth it.
Yeah, so, that's what he keeps saying is, this is whatever you want, whatever you need.
Good.
You know, very sweet like that.
But he says it. Does he act that way?
Yeah.
He does give you space when you need it.
Yeah, he's actually been very good about it.
Good. Well, then just keep going with that and don't rush into anything. You're 36. You still have lots of time. I know, you know, clock's a ticking, but...
I'm actually 33, so, you know, I got
perfect.
time.
You do have time.
Lots of time. Wonderful. So just take it time. Take it slow. I don't pull anything bad other than your own vulnerability, and you just need to make sure you're ready. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Emily. It's 94.3 The X. Who's this?
This is Jerry.
You said Terry?
Jerry with a G.
Jerry. What's your question for Marla?
Well, I was wondering if she could maybe have a message for my mother.
Okay, your mom's on the other side?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll do my best. What's her first name?
Her first name is Lillian.
Lillian.
Yeah,
okay.
She popped up on my Facebook.
Really?
And for no apparent reason, you know, on the right side, they list websites you should go to or what you might be interested in.
Mm.
My mom popped up there with her picture and a message saying, you might want to share this.
Oh.
And it was her obituary.
What a wonderful sign.
I know.
That's shocking and emotional, and what a great sign.
Well, I was so shocked to see her picture there.
Yeah, and it popped up like that. That's cool. You know, when things like that happen randomly, it really is a message from the other side. They will find ways, especially electronically, because they're energy, and so they can insert themselves through anything electronic, lights, anything that turns on and off. Yeah, telephones. They can absolutely make things happen. So that there was a really huge sign.
That's awesome.
I want to ask, I'm looking at her. I think this is her. I feel like she was if this is her, this is a person who was not real outspoken, kind of more on the quiet side, but very kind and loving, timid, so to speak. Does that make sense?
No.
She wasn't timid?
She was very loving, but she was not quiet.
She was not quiet. Okay, so who on the other side, then she's not coming in. Who on the other side is very timid, quiet, polite, older, definitely mom-like, could be grandmother, but more didn't speak to unless you spoke to her? Who's that?
Oh, gosh.
You may have to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be a grandmother. There's someone coming in, female, definitely gray hair, definitely older, some curl in her hair, and she was a very polite person, but she was not outspoken unless you talked to her. So kind of on the timid, shy side. Yeah. But just because your mom didn't come in doesn't mean she's not around. But this woman,
no, I know that.
whoever this woman is, she is wanting to talk now. I don't know who she is, but I just feel love. Go ahead.
The description you said definitely sounds like her, with the exception of the timidness.
The timidness.
Yeah,
Did she have trouble speaking before she died? I'm curious.
Yes, she did.
Okay, that's it then. So she couldn't talk before she died.
No, the last 4 days she
was unable to talk. Okay, so a lot of times they show me, I said most of the time, they show me what happened or how they died. And so I was looking at her, and so she was showing me that before she died, she couldn't talk. Okay, that's it. Okay, so then we do have her. I just feel, again, like I said, a very nice person. There's something very expressive about her face, okay?
Yeah.
And her eyes, were her eyes blue or hazel?
They were like a grayish blue.
Okay, yeah. I feel very sky-like as far as eyes, sky.
Yeah.
And then I feel kindness, like I said, but again, my mouth isn't moving. So that again, what did she die from?
She died of pneumonia. Her body just shut down.
Okay. Oh, how long ago did she pass?
2011.
Okay. All right. So she's done processing. When I tune in, when we pass, we go through a review phase. First we kind of, what's the word, hover around our loved ones for a few months or however long it takes to visit them and say goodbye. And then we go to review. And then after review, we come and we are more, what's the word? We can be anywhere and everywhere. And we actually have, in my opinion, things that we do on the other side.
Yeah.
And so she's off busy doing things. I feel flowers all around her. I don't know if she liked flowers or gardening, but I feel flowers all around her, or at least she's shown me flowers for you. And these are not roses. These have petals, like what a pansy would have. Little pansy or little petals.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It does, because I brought her flowers in every single day in the hospital.
Did you? Wow. Okay.
I made sure and for the few months before when she was sick in the nursing home, I made sure she had flowers every day in her.
Wonderful. Well, she's bringing those to you now. It's almost like, here you go, you get flowers. Yeah.
And the funny thing is where I live here in Fort Collins, and there's a bunch of like the cherry trees out back of my complex. Nothing in the front, but I opened up my front door last week, and there was like 1,000 little petals.
Oh,
pink petals.
There you go.
And laying there on my porch. I looked at everybody else's porch. Nobody had them.
Yeah. So she got me to say the word petals, and then you just said you saw petals last week. So she is around you. She is giving you a message. She's probably, Mother's Day is Sunday, and she's probably just reminding you, I'm around. Your mom's still here. Happy Mother's Day. And that's wonderful. Okay. Thank you, Jerry.
Oh, thanks
for calling.
Can I ask one more thing?
Sure. Do we have a lot of calls?
We
have a lot of calls. Okay.
Real quick, though, if what is the question?
What is the question?
Well, I just wanted to find out about my son who lives in Los Angeles. He's out of work right now, and I was wondering if
he's going to find a job real quick.
Yeah, he works in the movie industry.
Oh, well, that's a hard one.
He just finished a TV show that he was working on.
What's his first name?
Zachary.
Zachary. I'll just do 3 quick cards. Okay, he's in a transformation phase. I got Taurus and Aries. I don't know if either of those are him, but Taurus is about transformation and change. So there are things changing for him, obviously. And then Emperor, which is the Aries card, is assertiveness. So he just needs to keep hitting the ground, updating resumes. He will find something. It feels like a temporary gig between now and August. And then in August, I feel something way more permanent. So he's got like a leapfrog effect, something in the next few weeks, and then, definitely in August, a bigger one.
The Front Range is home for new music discovery. 94.3 The X.
Hey, Nancy, what's your question for Marla?
I just want to know how to get along better with my boss.
We were having a conversation, not about bosses, but about something else similar.
Yeah.
Okay, give me your boss's first name. I'll do some little teeter-tottering and look. Or you can make one up if you want.
Richard.
Richard. Okay. Richard, and he is the boss. Okay. While I'm looking, just without giving me any information other than how long have you worked for this person?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. Okay. And there's clearly a discrepancy. So if I put you on the left and Richard on the right, I feel it's interesting. I feel he has known now, the way I do this is I just kind of look at the teeter-totter and I interpret the feelings I get. So if I'm off or wrong, please tell me. I'm going to tell you what I see, and then you tell me if my interpretation's right, because this is just the only way I can do it, is have it come through me and my experiences. So when I look at him, he's very detached. He's pushed back. I feel like a person who is not showing his true self. I feel very... what's the word? Like not engaged. Now, when I look at you, you're seated on the teeter-totter. You're actually wanting to do your job, and you are digging in your heels a bit. There's some stubborn or persistence about your laughing, some persistence about your place. But I feel him not caring, not engaged, and just almost like a person who's about to retire or leave the company. I just feel like I'm not engaged in the work or the job at all, or even maybe just in the relationship with you, like not interested. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So, are there? My question to you is: are there? You guys have conflicts, or does he just not? He or she? I guess it is a he. He just doesn't give you the time of day, or what's the big issue? Because I just feel like he doesn't care about you in the way you may want him to care. Like he's very self-absorbed.
Yeah, that could be true. I feel like I try to do a little bit extra all the time, and maybe he doesn't see it. He's very impatient.
Okay, it's interesting. They keep showing me, and I'm flipping cards now. They keep showing me the rut. They keep showing me. Ooh, I got the devil card, which is Capricorn.
That's me.
Okay, so here's what, and the cards even validate what I was saying. How long has this been going on? For a whole 7 years?
7 years.
Really?
Oh, boy.
I thought maybe we're at our 7-year itch or something, but no.
Okay.
No, not really. I mean, we have our moments that are we do really well, and then there's moments like I just can't win. I don't feel like,
Okay, so I flipped a card about your job situation, and I can't tell if this is you or him, but what I'm seeing is one of you is going to get a new job soon. Are you looking, or is he looking? Do you know?
No, I'm not looking, and I don't know that he would be, but I don't know a lot of what he's doing sometimes, but I wouldn't expect him to. But
One of you has a new job coming. I got Ace of Pentacles, which is new job, with Wheel of Fortune and Judgment in your favor. So there's definitely a karmic situation. I was just talking to Molly. Anytime universe puts somebody in our world, in our path, in our workplace, or in a relationship, and they're difficult to deal with, there's something very important we have to learn about ourselves that they are showing us. So I guess for you, I would start looking at, if you haven't already, what buttons is he pushing for you? What does he do that irritates you? And then instead of blaming or looking at him as the problem, look at your past, where how many times in your past did this person or this, not this person, this emotion get triggered? Like sometimes when someone really pressures us, it triggers an old feeling, like I'm not good enough, I don't matter, or no one ever hears me, or I can never be perfect, or so look at you, and whatever he makes you feel like, go to your past and see where that was first triggered. Sometimes it's a parent or a sibling or a schoolmate, babysitter, something like that. And then if you can identify, okay, I felt like this the first time back when I was 4 years old, then you can start doing some real work on yourself and letting it go and realize, well, at 4, I didn't have a say. At 4, I couldn't control it because I was a child. And then you work your way back towards how many times in my life have I felt this way? And you see the pattern, and that creates an awareness for you. Does this make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you felt this way before, the way he's treating you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a pattern being repeated. So he's only in your life to help you see that pattern. That's his purpose. Once you see that pattern and go, okay, I don't have to respond the same way to him that I did to my parents or whoever did this to me. Because if you respond differently than you ever have before, if you change your reaction to this, then you can change the outcome. Does that make sense?
Easy to say, yeah.
Okay, so work on you. Don't worry about him. And then one of you is going to got a new job coming, and it feels to be by September.
I'll have to ask him about that.
Or maybe you start looking elsewhere. Who knows? Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Thank you, Nancy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
1-800-595-2943 is how you can talk to psychic Marla Mitchell. I kind of had a light bulb moment. I'm like,
I pushed a button for you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, when have I felt the way that I'm feeling about this particular person? I'm like, you know what? I felt this way in junior high with bullies and dramatic people. Okay. And I'm like, man.
So there's
it
something.
It just makes me even more depressed.
Before.
But, no. But I'm like,
but it's happened before.
Yeah, it's happened before.
So how did you respond then? Did you just kind of run away and cower?
Just kind of ran away.
So this time, if this person does come back into your life, like we talked about, without giving away too much,
barf.
Then you're not going to barf. You're going to welcome the lesson. You say, all right, universe, bring it on, because I'm going to fix this once and for all, so there's no more bullies in my life. You get to work on it. Woohoo!
Hate that.
It's a challenge. No.
That was my 9 year. That was supposed to happen in my 9 year. This is a 1 year.
Well, but next year's your 2 year.
That's true.
And he may be coming in the next year or so. And that's the relationship year where you work on all relationships.
That is not the relationship I want.
We will find out. Stay tuned.
Oh, boy. 1-800-595-2943. 94.3BX, who's this?
This is Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. What's your question for Marla?
My question is, we had a pet.
Hello?
Whoops, you're cutting out.
Yard. Like in the summer, we put him in the pen. In the winter, he lives in the backyard. And so we have looked for him flyers to the houses around us and stuff. And so I'm just curious if Marla could read where his location might be.
Okay, so you really cut out a lot. I heard you say pet and yard and flyers, and that's about it. So I don't know where you're at. What kind of pet was it?
A rabbit.
A rabbit.
Aww.
And the rabbit got lost?
Well, so we have 6-foot-high fences in the backyard. And we've had him for 3 years. In the summer, he's caged. In the winter, he's out. He's never gotten out of the backyard before, but he kept kind of jumping on higher things, like onto his hutch, and kind of trying to follow the cat out of the yard. And but he never did. And he never dug. Like, he dug in the yard, but not on the fence line. And so it just was a mystery to us that, I think he could have gotten out of the backyard, physically jumped out of the backyard. But, we immediately went to look for him, printed out pictures, showed them to the neighbors, and, now we're kind of coming to the conclusion, he might not be here anymore.
Yeah. Do you live where there's lots of owls and hawks and things?
I mean, I don't see them, but I have seen
I'm cringing.
them, but it's not regularly.
What was your rabbit's name?
Hoyt.
Hoyt.
H-O-Y-T.
Oh, how cute. Let me tune in to see if Hoyt is still with us or if he's on the other side. Are you okay if I do that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. How long ago did this happen? How long has it been gone?
He's been gone between 2 and 3 weeks.
Okay. And we've had a lot of cold snaps. He's not in that backyard. Let me ask, on the backyard, if you were to stand at your back door and look out at your backyard, what's on the right?
Well, a fence, and then the neighbors, there's a shed in the back corner and a trampoline.
Okay, so but in your yard on the right, there's a trampoline and a shed?
Yes.
Have you looked in the shed?
I have looked in the shed.
How about under it?
I have looked under it.
What color is he?
He's white with a brown mottled stripe down his back.
Okay. It's weird because I go that direction when I say, "Where are you, Hoyt?" and I go to the right side of the yard.
It's interesting because behind the shed is like the only kind of, the fence is a teeny bit, like there's a space lower than the 6 feet.
Oh, so he might have got out that way. Yeah.
And that would be one of the only ways.
It's possible he's still alive. I'm just seeing a big question mark, but I feel like he went to the right and that's where he got out, or that's where he is, or that was his escape, escape from prison.
Right.
He tunneled out, he dug out, he jumped out or something. The neighbors haven't seen him? No?
No, I mean, we knocked on all their doors, the ones that neighbor our yard. Mm-hmm. I didn't know where to stop. I'm like, I live with public houses, so.
It's, I can't say with any definity that he's gone, but it just feels, I feel very whimsical, and I feel I'm at peace. So I hate to say that he could have gotten out and then something happened to him.
Right.
Yeah. Just if anything, when we get off the call, go look on that right side of the yard again and really scour and look and see if he tunneled somewhere. But other than that, it doesn't look hopeful. I'm sorry.
Right. No, that's okay. That's okay. It just is one of those things where we need closure on it. So it's like,
and sometimes when pets go missing, sometimes you don't get that closure because there's no evidence left. I hate to put it that way. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's
okay. Well, my daughter's like, you have to call. I'm not going to be able to keep it together.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give her any good news. Just really look to the right side of that yard and see if you find him great. Let me say, if you find him great, if you don't, where are the cards tell me? If you don't find him, I get sorrow. So, yeah. So then to help your daughter feel better, maybe wait another week or two. And if he doesn't show up and if you don't find anything, then have a ceremony, so you can have closure and make a little grave or do whatever you need to do to give yourselves closure. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I have one more suggestion.
Okay.
We had a cat get out years ago, and she was gone for 3 months during most of the winter, and then she showed up 3 months later, and you know where she'd been hiding? In the sewers. You know how cats and animals can go down in those sewer thing where the water drains? They can go in there. There's a little ledge, and they can get in there and they can go hide where it's warm. I don't know if you have any sewer holes in your streets there, do you?
I don't know. I've not noticed them if they are.
Where the water all drains and
right.
That's one suggestion that popped in my head where cats go. I've seen many cats jump in there, and that's where our cat was for 3 months.
Wow.
But just the thought, you might check that, but mainly the right side of the yard, and then if nothing in a week or two, then have a ceremony.
This is where the music matters. 94.3 DX, Front Range Alternative.
We got to take care of Patty.
We got to take care of Patty. She says, I've tried calling, but it just rings. I know. We were in a commercial break. We've been talking to other people. I'm sorry about that, Patty. But we'll get to you right now through Facebook at 94.3 The X. Patty says she's thinking about changing her career, and she's started working on a change on the side of her regular 9-to-5 job. She's wondering, is she wasting her time with this, or is this something she should pursue? Is she on the right path?
Okay, well, Patty, you're not on the line, but I am going to talk to you as if you are. I'm pulling the Virgo card, the Leo card. I don't know if you were either Leo or Virgo. Either way, I will talk about what those cards mean. Interesting. Wow. And I got Sagittarius as well. So major cards, you pull 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more up there. So you were definitely in if you're not a Virgo, you were in a Virgo state, which means reflective, inner work, meditation, truce, just taking things as they come. You're wanting you have high expectations. You want things to change. And a lot of this is about just not pushing really hard, just taking it easy, letting things come into you. As you get a message, then you act on it, and then you wait, and then you act on it. Just take it slow, especially now with all what I talked about in the very beginning, the latitudinal shift in the universe. We're all supposed to slow down, work on ourselves, and not rush into anything right now. The sun is above you, major card. That's about letting go of your past. The Leo card is your past. That shows how strong and courageous you are. You can get through this. There's a spiritual inspiration that is creating all kinds of ideas and ideals for you. And there is, before you change completely in your career, there are some things you have to do. You have to work on your own, the way you feel about yourself. I get self-punishment. So you're very hard on yourself. You judge yourself very harshly. And this is about standing up for yourself, having better boundaries, not beating yourself up so much. You are doing good. You are on path. Things are going to start happening fairly quickly after June. It feels like in July things pick up momentum. I feel like the rocket takes off, and then I feel if there's a partnership or a business partnership that you're in right now that is part of your struggle, or people that you work with, that needs to be worked on as well. Like, what are they showing you? What we talked about earlier with a couple, with Mollie and another client that called in, about if someone's difficult in your life, what emotions are they triggering, and what do you need to work on for you? What's the pattern? And you do that work, and then I get patience, self-esteem, and the priestess. So if I had to say, I would keep working on the career change. You're not wasting your time. But the biggest thing to work on more so is yourself, so that you can be different when you make the change. I do not see the change like an overnight thing. It comes on gradual. I do like the month of July on, as that's when you really start building this. It's almost as if then you start hitting the ground. You have more ideas. You've worked on yourself, and then come first of the year is when, like January, February, I really feel that's when it starts. That's when it takes off. So go slow right now. Work on you. Take your time. Remember that even, people try to run away from their problems, and they try to move and change jobs, and wherever you go, there you are. And unless you've done the inner work, you're going to take your problems and your issues and yourself with you. So you need to work on you now, fix some of that, change your perspective. Don't take anything personally, okay? And then do that work. And then as you build this new business or go into this new career, you will be a new person in that career, and it will have a different outcome. So yes, you're doing fine. You're not wasting your time. Just don't waste it on other people. Work on you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That is for Patty. She sent us that message on Facebook. And Marla is here for just a couple more minutes. 1-800-5952-943, 943 the X. Who's this?
Hi, it's Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. What's your question for Marla?
Well, I am almost 32 years old, and I was just wondering, I've never known what I want to do, like, as a career with my life. Like, ever since I can remember, all my friends always kind of had an idea, and I've never had a clue. So I was just wondering, like, if there is where I should go or what I should, like, I guess, shoot for.
It's funny because, you know, I don't usually tell people, oh, go do this. This is your career path. This is your life purpose.
Oh, yeah, no.
But you know what I saw when I looked at you? I saw you on stage with a microphone. Huh. And I don't know if you perform or if you sing or if you like public speaking, but I saw a microphone in your hand, or maybe a DJ. I saw a microphone in your hand, and you were on stage or you were in front of people. What do you do? Is that something you're interested in, like helping people?
Oh, it scares me to death.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a very good public speaker. That's always been like a fear of mine, I guess.
Well, if it's a fear, then maybe you need to work on it. What do you do now?
Right now, I'm just kind of have a temporary job, and it's just the typical kind of warehouse to retail all the time. Nothing that I would like to do forever.
Right. It's a job, not a career.
Are you a people person or are you an introvert? What are you?
Oh, I am definitely a shy, reserved person.
You're a shy person. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the universe is trying to tell you to get out there and face your fear more. Not that you have to be up on stage singing and all that stuff. But when I look at the cards, I do show, oftentimes, you know, they show me images like I just saw. And so it could just be that they're pushing you to be more outgoing, more, you know, take a risk, right? Face your fears. Now, don't go on stage, but it's like take a leap of faith and go out of your comfort zone to find your career path. Okay. I had to do that to do this. I was in a very high level cushy job at a corporation in town, and I was dabbling in this work, and my gifts started growing, and my friends pushed me into this. You need to do this. You need to leave this company. And it was definitely out of my comfort zone. And it still can be a lot of pressure when people want me to give them an answer and they're desperate, you know?
I'm sure. Yeah.
So anytime we're doing what we love, what that means is you're doing something that does take you out of your comfort zone because it helps you grow, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Part of your life passion has to be something that makes you grow. Otherwise, you're going to get bored and you're going to get in a rut. So you do want something that is going to push the envelope for you. I see it coming. I got the Tower card, the Wheel of Fortune, and I got the Fool. So, and Empress. So all this means is suddenly, out of nowhere, something's going to pop into your view, and you're going to be challenged. You will get a message. The way you're going to get it is, now, curious, are you a Virgo?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm a Gemini.
I got Virgo, so that is your shyness showing up. Okay. But you are very good at communicating because you're a Gemini. You understand?
Oh, yeah. Lots of communication going on in my head.
Yes, and you're very quick. Geminis are smart, and they love puzzles, and they love figuring things out, and they love research. So keep in mind, use your gifts to find this next job. And there's something that you haven't done yet that you're going to be doing, because the Fool means starting over. And so you will get a message. So if I were you, I would just start asking every day when you first wake up and when you go to sleep at night, how can I serve? What is my purpose? I'm open. And when you ask that, and you just say it out loud, your angels will come in, because they can't interfere until we ask them to help us.
Okay.
And so you start saying, how can I serve? I'm open. Please give me a sign. You will start getting messages, whether it's something popping up on your computer screen or someone mentioning, hey, there's a job. You'd be great for it. Or, you know, or someone like me saying, hey, go on stage and sing.
That's kind of funny, because when I was a little girl, that was what I wanted to do. I love to sing, but I don't sing in front of people.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's something out of your comfort zone that's coming. If I had to give you a timeline, I would say you're going to start getting some messages. It can start any time, but it feels like August. Things are churning. in August, and that's the Virgo time frame, August, September. So start putting out, how can I serve? And then come August, you may have an inkling of what direction you're going. And there could be some school or training involved. I don't know why, but I feel that.
Oh, that's funny. Me and my mom were just thinking that, like, a week ago, I should go back to school for something.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I guess so, huh?
Yeah. There you go. That was your first message, right?
Yeah.
Go back to school or something.
Okay,
thanks,
great.
Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. It's 94.3 The X, and psychic Marla Mitchell has run out of time this week. But she'll be back on next Wednesday. In the meantime, Marla, if people want to get in touch with you off the air, how can they do so?
Well, first I have a workshop coming up. Yes, of course.
Tell us about it.
May 21st, that's a Saturday. If you are Reiki Level 1 trained, I do have a Reiki Level 2 certification class. So if you want to go the next level, you can come and learn Reiki Level 2. It's a fun class, 9:30 to 3:30 on a Saturday, May 21st. Go to my website, marlamitchell.com. And then to reach me, my office phone is 970-223-3457.
Alternative for the front range.
You gotta open up his eyes to the